Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Check three. All right, we back in this thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of our Good Morning Grief devotional. Navigating through some technical difficulties, but we are here. I want to say good morning. I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you for joining us, y'all. This is the daily grief devotional that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is indeed the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expression of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how it is expressed on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. And that's why we say good morning, because morning is a good thing. Morning is a great thing. So thank you so much for joining us on today. Hope your weekend was wonderful. I'm praying that your Monday is going to be marvelous as we dare to prepare to navigate through this week. Is this the last week of May? Nope, we got a little bit next week. I know this is the last week for children to be in school here in Indianapolis, and so we are excited as we continue to navigate through this year, closing out this week in another school year. And so, amen. Thank you for joining us. We are excited about this wonderful opportunity that we have today to grow and to be better. So, we are here and we are ready to dive into our devotional. Our grief quote today says, "There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done." 2 days, y'all, where nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. 2 days out of the year when nothing can be done is yesterday and tomorrow. So today, my brothers and sisters, today is the day to do what? Today is the day, is the right day to love, to believe, to do, and mostly to live. Real quick, today is day 142. We're going to talk about living in the now. Living in the now. We grievers spend a lot of time thinking back on our yesterdays. We spend a lot of time thinking back on our yesterdays. When you start talking about grief and mourning, because we dealt with a loss, a change, and transition, a lot of our time, our energy, our focus is, yeah, absolutely, is spent on yesterday because that's where our loved one was. Our loved one was in our yesterday. You know, those moments, those happy times, all of those wonderful things, they were in our yesterday. So a lot of our time is spent reflecting and thinking about our yesterday. It's normal and necessary for us to remember, right? You got to remember. We also spend, let me pause right there. It is normal and necessary for us to remember. When you've had these moments and you've had these good times and you've had these memories, understand it's normal and necessary for us to remember. I know that sometimes it can be painful, sometimes it can be hurtful, right? But it's normal and necessary for us to remember. Those moments, those times, they are forever etched into the fabric of our life, that our life would not be what it is without them. And so it's cool. It's normal. It's necessary for us to remember those times, those moments, those people. We also spend a lot of time thinking and worrying about our tomorrows. Tomorrow. We think about tomorrow, right? How will I go on living? What will happen next month, next year? These thoughts are also normal and necessary, right? I think when we do it to an extreme, I've told you before that thoughts of the past is where depression can live, and then thoughts of the future is where anxiety can live. I think it can flow over to depression or anxiety, you know, depending on how we view it, depending on how we see it, depending on how we deal with it. But it's normal and necessary for us to think about yesterday. It's normal and necessary for us to think about tomorrow, right? How will I move on with my life without you in my life? What does this new normal look like? What does this look like? It's normal and it's necessary for both yesterday and tomorrow. It's normal and necessary. Yet, it's also true that today is when our life is happening. We're going to think about yesterday, we're going to think about tomorrow, but guess what? Today is when our life is happening. Today. I always say we can't do anything about the time we've lost, right? What are we going to do with the time we have left? We can't do anything to change yesterday, right? We can make preparations to try to affect the outcome for tomorrow, but the bottom line is all we have today. That's why they call it the present, right? Tomorrow may never come. We can't change what happened in the past, and tomorrow will never come. So all we have is the present. That's why it's a gift. God gives us the present. It's a gift. The question is, what are you going to do with your today? It's true that today is when our life is happening. As Eckhart Tolle says, nothing happened yesterday. It happened in the now. Nothing will happen tomorrow. It will happen in the now. We must find a balance in our remembering and forecasting, also allowing plenty of time for living today. I love that, y'all. We must find a balance in our remembering, that's yesterday, and our forecasting, that's tomorrow, but also in our allowing plenty of time for living today. I think what happens is if we get out of balance, it's because, or we may be lingering too long in one or the other. Our remembering must be in balance with our forecasting, which must be in balance with our living for today. And if we dwell too much in one, right, then we may be out of balance. So it's important for us to find that balance. It's important for us to know and understand and realize and recognize that we found balance in our remembering and our forecasting and allowing plenty of time for living today. Here's the final thought for today. I will focus today on living, on purpose, in the now. I will focus today on living, on purpose, in the now. I will focus today on living, on purpose, in the now. Today is day 142, living in the now. Whew, amen. Oh, that's wrong. That ain't right. Here it is. Questions, comments. Questions, comments that you may have. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming in this place. Questions, comments, thoughts. What are your thoughts? Questions, comments, or even thoughts. Questions, comments, or thoughts that you may have regarding that or anything. Questions, comments, or thoughts. Here and now. Come on, Luther Vandross. Here and now. That's right. That's what it is. Anybody else? Questions, comments, or thoughts as it relates to that? Um, Come on, we're going to continue to navigate through this thing one day at a time. One day at a time. These grief bites, these grief nuggets, they will help us to navigate through everything we're dealing with, everything we're going through, everything we're faced with. And we do. We do it one one day at a time. One day at a time. I'm telling you, small steps will lead to great distances, and we navigate one day at a time. Small steps will lead to great distances. We do it one day at a time. Hey, Corey with a K, I'm embracing my today. Yes, embrace it. Embrace it. You hear me? Embrace it. That's what we're going to do. It's absolutely positively important and imperative for us to embrace our today. Man. Well, I hope and pray you have a marvelous Monday. Y'all be a little quiet. Hope and pray you have a marvelous Monday, that this week will be awesome for each and every one of you. Good morning, Sanita Bennett. Hey, Facebook user, the right now is enough to try to navigate through. You ain't lying. You hear me? Sometimes things are so overwhelming. All I can do is manage this moment, manage this minute right now, try to navigate through right now. You know, that's the best thing that I can do. Sometimes you only have enough strength to do that right there, right? And so thank you so very much. You're absolutely right. Man, I appreciate y'all. If y'all need something, holla at your boy. Reach out, right? I love y'all with the love of the Lord, here to help in any way I can as you navigate through this season called grief. I love you with the love of the Lord. I hope your Monday is marvelous. Come on. Good morning. Let's go.
Good morning. Good morning.